Hello all and welcome to another one of Mr. A's online virtual lockdown lessons. Today we're going to be looking at patterns and rhythms, specifically looking at samba music and samba drumming techniques. Now samba music comes from South America, specifically Brazil, and they use drums like surdo drums, which are their biggest bass drums, the caccia or snare drum, the repinique, and shakers and tambourines and all kinds of things. Instead of a surdo drum, you might want to just stamp your feet or slap your chest, or maybe you've got a box that you can just whack with the palm of your hand. Instead of a snare drum, you might want to clap your hands or just get something that rattles a little bit. I've got some coins taped onto a chocolate box here and I'm just going to whack it with a stick. And if you haven't got something that shakes, you can just take your hands together like that. Each year in Brazil they have a huge carnival called Mardi Gras where thousands of people get together and play drums and dance and get dressed up in really fancy costumes and have a really good party. I'm going to be showing you a few different techniques that I use with my samba group at school, so whether you've got your own instruments already or whether you've made your own instruments or whether or not you're just going to use your body to create different sounds, it's up to you, it doesn't matter. So to show you these basic techniques, I'm going to be using a song that I wrote with some friends of mine years ago called Sweets, and all of the rhythms are based on different types of sweeties. So the first of the three different techniques I'm going to show you is using what we call ostinato rhythms. Ostinato rhythms are short, repeating rhythms that go round and round and round and round and just repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Ostinato rhythms. My first rhythm is for the shaker, and it's just going to go chicka 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 chicka. My second rhythm I'm going to use this bottle, and I'm going to go tutti frutti. All of these rhythms are based on different types of sweeties, so this one is tutti frutti, tutti frutti. My next rhythm is going to go cola cubes, cola cubes, cola cubes, cola cubes, cola cubes, cola cubes. And my last rhythm is going to go Turkish delight, Turkish delight. So all I'm going to do is layer up my rhythms one at a time. You'll see each one appear in a different corner of the screen and you'll just hear them roll around a few times. Okay, so now we've looked at our ostinato rhythms, we're going to be looking at changing from one section of music to another section of music. And the leader of the group will normally be wearing a whistle, and they will use the whistle to give signals. Now that is one short rhythm that doesn't repeat. Very simply, it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to use this whistle to start and to stop my music. So I might use a signal to start my music, to stop my music, to start one part or one group of instruments and to stop another one by pointing at them and saying, right, you're coming in now, or you're stopping now, whatever it is. It might indicate a change in volume. It might indicate a change from one ostinato rhythm to another ostinato rhythm. What we're actually going to do is switch to a different technique for this last section called call and response. So call and response, or musical call and response, is often called question and answer. It means that one person, in this case the leader of the group, plays a rhythm or creates some sort of call that the rest of the group will respond to, a musical question and a musical answer. It's not an echo, so the response isn't the same rhythm as the call. It's a different response. The most famous one is the football chant, which goes Gravesend, or whatever it is. So you'll get that as a very, very clear call and response pattern. Another call and response that you guys have probably heard somewhere along the line is oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi. So if I go oggy, 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 you go oi, oi, oi. If I go oggy, 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 you go oi, oi, oi. I go oggy, oi, oggy, oi. Oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi. So your response again changes depending on how the call is called out. So if we were to put all of these ideas together, we would start with our ostinato rhythms, building up each rhythm one at a time. Then you would hear a signal on the whistle, just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, to say stop doing that, and then move on to the next section, which in this case will be call and response. And what I'm going to do is the football chant call and response twice, and then the oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi call and response twice. Mr. Mitchell has very kindly given me a few videos where he's doing some body percussion with some of my parts as well, so I'll mix his videos in with mine. Do join in as best you can. Feel free to make more instruments or just make different sounds with your body, whatever you can find around the house. Alright, so we're at the end of this session for today. We have covered 3 different techniques. We've looked at ostinato rhythms, which are short repeating rhythms. We've looked at signals, which just play once to signal a change from one thing to another, whether the music gets louder or quieter, whether the music starts or stops, etc. And finally, we've looked at call and response patterns like oggy, oggy, oggy. I hope you've had fun today. Do keep trying to get as many different sounds out of as many different instruments or household objects as you can. I'll leave you with a few Stomp videos. Stomp are a band who use junk percussion to make their own music, everyday household objects. If you just search for Junk Orchestra on YouTube, you'll get loads of stuff to give you lots of good ideas. Okay, bye for now.